know what it is. House, Big Zeus, Big Zeus, pull up 1600 on the map. Supposed to be the people's house. I make it like a trap. Marble floors and chandeliers.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Got an abbreviated show.
Trapping for the team, red and white and blue. That's me.
That me.
Voices on the block, I'm breaking through. I got the keys. I'm in the lobby, yeah, I'm moving like an OG. Posted in the Oval Office in the executive suite. Signing for the fam, yeah, you know my game strong. Freedom is the banner, and I got my chains on. Secret Service watching snipers sitting on the roof. Truth is hitting hard, I bury you inside the booth. Founding father's vision, yeah, I'm flexing with this cash. Big pharma, big tech, turn these dreams to bag. I'm the voice of the hood,
Trying to come and storm the gates. Balance in my hands, but the system's overweight. They painted white, yeah, but the stains running deep. Promise they selling it, but you know it ain't coming cheap. Legends walk these rooms, leaking MLK, now it's photo ops. Power play all day, I'm trapping for the vote. Big Zeus. I forgot to tell you yesterday. Got an abbreviated show. Actually, it's going to be all week this way.
We wanna hear your song.
Who you think they asking for? They asking for that smoke. Yeah, y'all think this is a joke. Let's go. Put my portrait on the wall. They staring at me like I'm cold. Greatest story ever told. I will never ever fold. I'm trapping out the West Wing. Good morning. All I need is a spark. Good morning, Queen. Please welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen. We don't got all morning. I'm a busy man. You know, that's what they say. This power never divides us, sitting for the pull up. He said pull up. I let you hear that song? Did I let you hear that song? Relax on that, okay, please? Welcome to the show. But I might fight for the keys, that's a fact. It's a rap, I'ma bring it back.
In the people's house, powers in the air. Yeah, it's the people's house. We knocking on your
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
It's the people's house.
We wanna hear your soul, Big Zeus. All right, let's get this show started, ladies and gentlemen. We're only going to do an hour special today. Actually, it's going to be that way all week because I'm a busy man. All right, we got to take care of business, but we'll still get through the show like we always do. All right, someone has to do this heavy lifting out here, and it's me because you know what they call me. All right, let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the show. Let's go. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go, let's go. I'm on top of my game, ahead of the class. You can tell that I made it. Look at my grass. Cars in the garage, tank full of gas. Who comes up with clever lines like this, ladies and gentlemen, other than yours truly? This is how it's supposed to happen when you're rich and famous. Yeah, I guess we going viral because my Zodiac. I got all these numbers on my spreadsheet. Vision. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the show. Thank you, Sharon. Here it goes. Watch the haters. These are Zeus haters right here, ladies and gentlemen. What are they going to do? Bow. All right, here you go.
I'll tell you what, I haven't gone into Zeus's live in a couple of days. That shit
Keep it
was
clean.
radical.
Very radical.
It was horrible. I'm like, Zeus has gone way off the rails.
It's like deja vu. It's like deja vu.
You rebuke your name. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. Once again, we are back in the Thunderdome. I am your host. I'm your pilot. Yeah, we only could do 1 hour shows today. Actually, it's going to be that way through the rest of the week because I'm a busy man. I got a lot of plans, all right? But we'll get through the content the way we normally do. So for those of you, this might be your first time listening to me. I go by the name Zeus, or some like to say Triple H. And why do they call me Triple H? Well, it's quite simple. The first H, it's because I'm honest. I'm the most honest person on social media, hands down. The second H, it's because I'm humble. If I get it wrong, I'll be the first to apologize, all right? And the last and the most important H of them all, ladies and gentlemen, is because I am and will always remain, what? You've guessed it, the most handsome. I woke up like this. Now, many of you know what I do. What we do is we hold a mirror up to Donald Trump and his legion of supporters, and we help them understand that they are truly the worst of the worst and the scum of the earth. And what we do is we use audio clips if necessary. We bring facts, data, and statistics. And we basically strip them of their MAGA identity to get them to understand that it is them, not Joe Biden, not Obama, not the Clintons, that are destroying the country, all right? And so with that being said, let me double check and check the temperature. Are there any Trump voters out here? Anybody out there? Good morning, Jim of a Jewel. Nice to see you, beautiful. Are there any Trump voters out here still, ladies and gentlemen? Identify yourselves in the comments section. It doesn't take long to do this, all right? Anybody out there still worshiping Donald Trump? Go ahead, just identify yourselves in the comment section. Put a one or something. And I'll just look at you real quick because I want to make sure I give you a heads up about how I do what I do. I don't like people getting in here like they did yesterday. It's crickets as usual. Yeah, yesterday they flagged me not once but twice because I get on here and I just speak honestly from the heart, right? Shoot from the hip, so to speak. And so what I'll say is this: if you don't like folks getting out here criticizing Donald Trump and you want to live in the Trump regime or something like that, go to Russia. Or, you know, I like to say on my show, go to hell. But if you don't want me to hurt your feelings this morning because, you know, I'm going to call you out for supporting somebody that you and I both know is a terrible person and they're not American at all. They're not for America. They're for enriching themselves and their billionaire friends. Then leave this live and you could go hang out with these fake TikTok hosts out here because they'll lie to you. But over here, we won't lie to you. All right. But get this. You don't got to take my word for it. Listen to your leader.
If you're not happy here, then you can leave. As far as I'm concerned, if you hate our country, if you're not happy here, you can leave. If you're not happy in the U.S., if you're complaining all the time,
and you know who you
very
are.
simply, you can leave. You can leave right now. Come back if you want. Don't come back. It's okay too.
They're not here yet.
But if you're not happy, you can leave.
All right, and with that, ladies and gentlemen, the doors to the Thunderdome, they've officially closed, and I take honestly no responsibility for feelings that might end up getting hurt. All right, and so what I want to do is this, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to remind all of you today, today they're saying today is Judgment Day for Donald Trump and MAGA. Randu, are you a Trump voter? Randu, be honest. I haven't even gotten started, but you came in my live and you identify yourself as a Latino for Trump. I hope that's not true. But today is Judgment Day for MAGA, and actually, it's a good place, I would honestly say, for America to do a quick temperature check and just get an assessment as to whether or not people really do like this current administration. And so what I want to do is this. I want to call out that, you know, I don't like getting my hopes too high because we all saw what happened in the 2024 election cycle. I mean, I was on cloud nine and I really did have high expectations. So I'm not convinced. I'm going to wait until the results of the polls come in, and then I'll be able to gauge, you know, how I need to conduct myself. But for the most part, I would encourage everybody out there that honestly cares about the United States of America, the real United States, and not this fantasy place that Donald Trump and his supporters have conjured up in their imaginary minds. Because, you know, these folks, they believe in some crazy things. They still believe in the tooth fairy. They still believe in Santa Claus coming down the chimney and eating milk and cookies with them. And they still actually think Donald Trump is going to get us into the golden age, but none of that's actually true. And I got proof of it this morning, right? If you go and look at Donald Trump's social media posts, his platform, Lie Central, I call it Lie Central, you just have to ask yourself, what is he focused on? Okay, what the heck is Donald Trump focused on? He posted almost 120 times, ladies and gentlemen. You could go look at this in the last, 24, 48 hours. Go look at this. And I go, this man's mind is clearly not focused on delivering on the promises that he made to the American people. And so I'm looking at poll numbers that have came out. They're saying Abigail Spanberger, she's looking real good in Virginia, ladies and gentlemen. You know, Jay Jones, even as controversial as he is, he's not in a bad shape. What else do we got? Mike Shirley in New Jersey's governor's race. I mean, Zoran Mamdani. And so what I'll do is I'm going to give all of the Democrats a round of applause. Did he hurt my feelings? No, but here he didn't. Donald Trump didn't hurt my feelings. But you know what makes me a little upset? And, you know, I didn't get to cover this. But, you know, this is what he's focusing on. He's focusing on posting on his social media platform. I know this came out last week. But I wanted to just show MAGA real quick. All he's doing is looking for a nice place to go. You know, this is the bathroom, the Lincoln bathroom. All he's focusing on is, you know, having a nice place to project power by taking a dump in the Lincoln bathroom. And he wants it to be the most royal dump possible. And, you know, you saw the Great Gatsby party, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, you could just ask yourself, I think Donald Trump should have just been a builder, and he should have go ahead and walk away from the office of the presidency, because clearly his priorities are all over the place. He's not focusing on matters, honestly, that actually impact the American people the way that he should be. And so what I'll say is this, and you know what, I'll get straight to judgment. Like I said, it was clear to me this morning. He posted over 100 times, over 120 times the last 48 hours. All right. And so what I'll say is this, and you could go read it. His latest post that I read, I don't know if he's posted since then, but I'm going to read a little bit of it. He says the Democrats are far more likely to win the midterms. This is dear leader MAGA saying this to you. And the next presidential election, if we don't do the termination of the filibuster, he calls it the nuclear option. Okay, because it would be impossible for Republicans to get common sense policies done with these crazed Democrat lunatics being able to block everything by withholding their votes. For 3 years, nothing will be passed and Republicans will be blamed. Elections, including midterms, will be rightfully brutal. If we do terminate the filibuster, we get everything approved. Like no Congress in history. Okay, and the rest of that is just blah, blah, blah. So what this tells me is this, ladies and gentlemen. Donald Trump knows that he's in deep, deep trouble with the American people. I can't find any poll numbers that support Donald. DJ, you think it's funny? I can't find any poll numbers where they're saying Donald Trump is doing good on the one thing that no matter what party you're affiliated with matters. Does anyone know what that is? What's the one thing that no matter what party you're affiliated with, you got to do good at? Does anybody know what that one thing is? I just want to double check because the writing's on the wall. Okay, I'll say it. It's, oh, no, it's not immigration. Does anyone else know what it is? Oh, there you go, Miss the economy. Thank you all. All of the issues are important. All right, but it's the economy. No amount of gaslighting. And I'm saying this to you MAGA Republicans or you Trump voters out there that like to say, I don't always agree with what Donald Trump is doing. We're way past that now. When you have, and they don't like me to bring it up, but when you have federal employees that are getting fired, laid off, and furloughed, that translates into, rent not getting paid, mortgages not getting paid, credit cards not getting paid. It translates to a lot of nasty, terrible, disgusting things. And I keep saying this to MAGA. No amount of hatred that your dear leader can spew out will solve any of those problems. So y'all need to stop eating it, because there's an old saying, you are what you eat, right? And so with that being said, I'm going to say this to all the people out there that are voting, and you can see it in New York. I think Mamdani in the mayor's race, they said that it's 4 times the number of people who voted earlier than they did in 2021. And I said, uh-oh, we're in a lot of trouble. Donald Trump is, I should say. I mean, the rest of the country is, but his base is in a lot of trouble right now because the jig is up and they've been exposed to being one of the most corrupt, evil, vile administrations this country has ever had to deal with. And that's why, ladies and gentlemen, it's with great pleasure that I do this. Let's go ahead and warm up the lake of fire. Yeah. Grocery prices aren't down. Nothing Donald Trump said he's going to deliver on is actually working out the way that he said it would. And the American people know it. That's why his approval numbers, what are they at? 62%, 61% disapprove of Donald Trump. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in sending Donald Trump and his poll numbers where they belong. Straight to hell. Yeah, and just as a PSA announcement, and this is about the SNAP benefits. We all know Donald Trump refuses to pay the American people for what they're eligible to get, but in meanwhile, he's paying himself quite heavily. All right, let's just get this out there, and all of you know this, but I got to get it on the record and entered as evidence.
As the federal government shutdown enters its 34th day, a critical safety net for millions of Americans, that's food aid, has run out for the moment.
But today, a partial lifeline. The Trump administration says it will soon resume making some food aid payments. That's after 2 judges ruled that the government must keep the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, or SNAP, running. Millions of Americans still are facing hurdles and questions about when they'll start receiving those benefits again. Lisa Desjardins has the latest on that and the shutdown.
Wow.
For people trying to get some food for the family.
In New York over the weekend, a noticeable queue winding around a local food bank.
We have a very long line today, usually, more than usual, because of all the challenges that people are going through.
Yeah.
As SNAP benefits went into limbo Saturday, that line was not unique. This is a nonprofit in Somerville, Massachusetts.
This week we've seen about approximately a 15 to 20% uptick in number of guests that we've seen in our pantry.
You know, it breaks my heart, honestly, all kidding aside, to know that we live in a country where folks will politicize and weaponize somebody that's just going through something for whatever the reason is. You don't know everybody's story. It really does break my heart that, you know, it takes a lot, because I've had to do this on my own. It takes a lot to swallow your pride and decide I got to go and get help for myself and for my family. And, you know, you go into these food lines. Nobody in their right mind believes having to go through something very tragic. And, you know, no one believes struggling, honestly, is something you should get out here and brag about, right? You shouldn't. And so when I see the Trump administration literally starving women and children the way that they're starving women and children, you just can't help but wonder, how did we get here as a country? And then they say, well, Zeus, it's not the Trump, it's the Democrats. And I say, no, if you look at it, I watch videos and I posted one yesterday. The Trump administration, ICE agents ramming into people's cars, yanking the women out of the car. Boom, get on the ground. What did I do? You look suspicious. Okay, you zip tying the children. Okay, I don't want to hear these guys. You know, I was in my friend Angie's live yesterday. A guy gets up there and I say, how could you align yourself as a person? Because, you know, who were you before Donald Trump came down that golden escalator? How could you align yourself with an immoral person? And the guys answer, well, I have an issue with women getting ABs. And I said, see what I'm saying? You got a lot of men out here trying to make it look like women are immoral. And I'll be honest, because I understand what it's like to be about that life, or to try to be about that life. It's not good when you're trying to be about that life, because you end up exposing yourself as a hypocrite. So you want to blame the women for you getting them into a situation where they're pregnant. Your men are disgusting and disgraceful. You mean how Barack Obama planted bugs in Trump Tower? Raider 9, get on the box. Come on in, Raider 9. I'll take care of that answer real quick if you can. If you don't mind, because I don't know what devil sent you here, but we'll address that. Can I get you to at least admit where you're from in the country? Oh, look at that. He came up. Raider 9, can you tell us all where you're from in the country?
Western Pennsylvania.
All right. So you put in the comment section about Obama bugging Trump's tower. I would imagine that goes back, I believe, when Trump's first administration, when he said Obama.
It's when he came back or ran for president the first time.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. When he said Obama tapped his wires. Right? Now,
well, it's proven that he did.
Did Paul Manafort go to jail? Remember that?
Yeah.
And I just want to remind you, I believe, if my memory serves me correctly, it wasn't a direct investigation into Donald Trump. It was actually an investigation into people who were in Trump's orbit, some of whom went to jail, like Manafort. I think it was like Rick Gates and Papadopoulos. You remember those characters?
Yeah.
They ended up serving time. And, you know, so when you end up investigating someone.
But Papadopoulos wasn't even that close to Trump.
I get that, but he was in his orbit. And what happens is when you start investigating and you gather data and stuff like that, you get data you might not necessarily need.
Most of those charges were chump charges.
You think so?
You go after ham sandwiches.
No. I go after criminals. We go.
Oh,
after
you go after criminals. Then how come Letitia James isn't in jail now?
Because she didn't break the law.
Oh,
Easy.
she didn't.
Easy. She
did the exact same thing as that. She pressed charges on Trump.
No, she didn't.
Yes, she did.
Then why did he have to hire a prosecutor with no experience to bring the case against her?
Why did you get a judge that wasn't even supposed to hear that case?
Why? No, the judge is actually supposed to hear the case. So here's the thing, Raider, and
not that judge.
Listen, I got to give you a lot of credit. You're the first Trump voter in weeks to come into my box. All right, so I want to give you a round of applause because I'm pretty fair, but you know you're lying, right?
No, I'm not.
Okay. Do you accept the results of the 2024 election?
No, because even here in Pennsylvania, they went against their own constitution.
So you don't think Trump won in the 2024 election? Then that's crazy. You don't think he won the last election?
Yes.
Oh, so you accept
I'm speaking about 2020.
Oh no, I haven't gotten there. I'm just asking you to see if you can be straight up and honest with me. So you accept the results of the 2024 election?
Yes, I do.
You believe Donald Trump truly won all 8 swing states, fair and square?
Yes, I do.
Okay. What changed between 2024 and 2020 in your opinion? Because to me, it's the same.
You didn't have a strong candidate.
Okay. We didn't have a strong candidate. You don't think Joe Biden was a strong candidate?
No, he didn't even know if he was in the White House half the time.
Okay, well, here's the reality, and I'd hate to break it to you. What a lot of people like yourself forget was how terrible Donald Trump was in his first term, right? And
really gave us the best economy in 40 years.
No. And I could get people
Yeah.
I could get people up here to prove that. But let me just ask you some questions quickly about your memory of his first term. Do you recall that he got impeached? And don't say why. I just want to know if you remember it.
He got impeached, but it was never.
No. Just yes or no.
Yeah, he was impeached.
And is being impeached a good thing for a president?
No.
Did Joe Biden get impeached? You said
no, he didn't, but he should have been.
As much as we hate,
because what Democrats do is they go after somebody, and that's the first thing that they do is impeach. Well, you should impeach Nancy Pelosi, Jasmine Crockett.
You see, come on,
Maxine
man, come
Waters.
back. Can you come back to earth real quick?
I'm on Earth. You aren't.
I'm trying to just stay factual because you got folks out here. I would imagine you got a wife or maybe a husband. I don't know what you're into, but you got somebody you love, and you might even have children and grandchildren. You have to tell them the truth, right? Isn't that how we raise folks? Isn't that how you were raised, to be honest?
Then why don't you preach what you practice what you preach then? Because your Democratic Party, you look at Kamala Harris. What did she do?
A lot.
What did she do?
Tie-breaking votes.
She kept black men in prison longer.
No. Actually, she did other things. You know what?
What was that?
So let me ask you this: Are you for crime? Should we be tough on crime? Yes or no?
She wasn't.
No. I didn't ask you that. Should we be tough on crime?
Yeah.
So she was tough on crime. She
wasn't.
Yes, she was. Why do you?
No,
think
she wasn't.
Okay. If she was bad at her job, then how do you explain her constantly getting into higher and better positions throughout her career? It doesn't work that way. You get what I'm saying?
She slept her way to the top.
Raider.
She slept her way up to the top.
Raider. Can we stop? And again,
what do you mean stop?
I have.
What, you don't like hearing the truth?
I have adults.
Montel Williams' side chick.
Hold on.
The mayor of San Francisco.
Can
we talk? She was sleeping with.
Can we talk? Now, first of all,
yeah, we're talking.
Okay, and I don't want to
come up to.
I don't want to have to start verbally chastising you this morning. I really don't. You see me?
Okay. You think you can?
Okay. Vice President Kamala Harris did not do what you said. All right. She has worked all her career to get into all those positions, but. In the event, hold on.
Yeah, okay.
in the event, because I like to play both sides, I'm kind of that guy. Let's just say she slept her way to the top. Well, doggone it, she did a great job. She did a great job. Because guess what? Have you ever had any women sleep with you?
Many.
Where are they at? Exactly, W. Zeus.
Right now, some of them
No, I can tell you where they're at right now.
Where they at?
Not in the White House. They never made it there. So if they didn't make it to the White House, hold on.
What's your point?
She's been the vice
What's
president.
Your point? She's
been the
White
vice.
House.
Hold on, she's been the vice president.
So bad
Hold on.
She was in left field and out of the park.
Hold on. Women's
first term.
Can I finish my point?
For presidency, she couldn't even carry 1%.
Can I finish my point?
Remember that? And how did she get her delegates? They were handed to her. She didn't earn them.
Hey, man, listen. I'm trying to make a point. Women sleep with you and they end up lower in society. So what does that mean? That means you're a loser.
No, you're a loser, dude.
No, because
yes, you are.
I asked you, point to a woman. Hold on.
Point to a woman.
Point to a woman. Point to a woman. Raider.
So much.
Raider, point to a woman that has slept with you and her life has become better. Now unmute. I don't want to care about what you say. Just answer that question. Point to any woman. And I don't even believe a woman has slept with you. And Rosy Palms doesn't count. W. Zeus. Hit unmute. Hit unmute real quick. This doesn't take long. I muted you. Unmute. Name a woman who slept with you and ended
with
up
guys and getting that dick around your lips.
Oh, see, you know TikTok doesn't allow that.
You're a Peter Puffer.
You know TikTok doesn't allow that language, bro. Now I'm gonna drop you. We gotta keep it clean.
Silence, you macadamia.
And so that's a huge W, Zeus. And again, Raider, you tried. You lied and you died. Ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and send, what's his name, Raider, whatever, Raider 69. That was his grinder name, I believe, because, you know, he took the 6 off to get in the lie because he knew I was going to call him out on that. But it's Raider 69, and we know what that means. He likes it that way. Join me in sending that previous guest, huge MAGA demon. He claims women have slept with him, and I don't want to get in trouble on TikTok. I'll let the guests do it. But we know that that's not true. Join me in sending him where he belongs, straight to hell. That's crazy. All right. I've heard a lot of things in my life, but that's crazy. Raider, let me be honest with you. When a guy gets up here and talks to me about Vice President Kamala Harris, quote unquote, sleeping her way to the top, the first thing that I'm going to ask you is, who have you slept with and where are they at? All right. Because there's a huge difference. If a person is able to do that and be very successful, a win's a win. And let's not ignore the fact that Donald Trump, he slept his way to the bottom. All right. He slept his way to the bottom of the barrel. All right. So I don't want to hear it. All right. You have no room to talk. All right. Speak for yourself. Let's bring up. Oh, my goodness. We got a great audience that, I ignore my monologue. Oh, my gosh. But we'll bring up the next guest, ladies and gentlemen, and then we'll go straight into I'm going to start talking to people. Rick, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning. Thank you, Rick. Hi, Erica. How are you doing?
Hey, Zeus. How are you this morning?
I'm doing very well. Just another day out here, in these TikTok streets.
I see.
Yeah.
I was not expecting you to take that route.
Oh, which route? Which route? I mean,
that route.
Oh, fair enough. Well, I tried. Thank you.
I was okay, Zeus.
Well, because I'm one of these people right now, Erica. I believe Kamala should lean into the Hills Up Harris stuff that they're trying to do, all right? Because they're not going to get rid of doing it. You got to sometimes use their energy against them, and that's what this is about. That guy's a total loser, and he knows it. Right?
Yes, he was a total loser and definitely a hypocrite because he mentioned, she kept black men locked up for longer, but then he said something to contradict himself. That do you ask him? Should he be tough on crime or something?
Should he be tough on crime? Because he has. Yeah, I know, Raider. I know you have no problem locking black men up. We know it with his racist behind.
Exactly. But it was a contradiction because of the simple fact that, yeah, aren't you supposed to be the party of law and order? So you're mad at a prosecutor for doing her job? Also, just so we all know, Kamala did not sleep her way to the top. She definitely was elected in because she wasn't appointed as district attorney or attorney general or senator or even vice president. She was voted in. So that means that people voted for her. They saw her name. They knew what she was about, and they, circled in that little circle next to her name. They checked the checkbox.
Yeah.
So there's that. But no, I just came to I've been thinking about the hypocrisy of them, but also how they don't want to live in the present. They only want to talk about the past. They don't want to talk about what Donald Trump is doing right now, how he had to be forced by federal judges to actually release the contingency funds.
Yeah.
But then it's not even just a full release. They're doing a partial release of the funds.
Yeah.
That part. So
and that shows us that Donald Trump doesn't care about women and children at all. Right?
No, he doesn't. No. He held a Great Gatsby themed party on Friday, the day before 42 million Americans were set to not receive their SNAP benefits. He was holding a party steeped in excess wealth and opulence. And it was kind of it wasn't even let them eat cake. He was throwing cake in the face of the American public.
Bingo. Bingo. Unethical, immoral, and it's a disgrace. It's un-American what Donald Trump is allowed to get away with by virtue of his vassal of transgression supporters.
Yes, very much so. So that's why I would say today is very important. We have actually two very important days, today and tomorrow. So today being the 4th of November, everyone, if your state is holding any type of election, your county, get out there and go vote.
Amen.
Go vote, especially in New York City. We want Mom Donnie. So go vote for the in the mayoral race. And the gubernatorial races, we have Jersey, Virginia, and why am I forgetting one? No, it's just Jersey and Virginia.
Yes.
Yeah. So we want Cheryl in Jersey, and we want Spanberger in Virginia.
Amen. Yeah. And you got the Attorney General as well, Virginia.
Yep,
Jay Jones,
General.
and they get mad at Jay Jones, but Jay Jones, he's just another brother in America trying to make it. All right, so y'all gotta relax. If he didn't break any laws, let it be what it is. Because I've heard a lot worse from the right.
Exactly. They can say stuff they can say whatever it is that they want to say. I mean, Donald Trump got in front of a presser and literally mocked a disabled reporter.
Yeah,
and they were okay with that.
Yeah.
This is the hypocrisy. They were okay with Donald Trump mocking a disabled reporter, but when Hillary said that some of them are deplorable, they caused a ruckus. Said that she shouldn't even be running for president. It was a whole fiasco. But I'm why do you all keep accepting things from Donald Trump when he says these outrageous, horrible things? He called immigrants vermin. Yeah, it's invoking the words of, the mustache guy.
Yeah, we caught him. 4K. Thank you.
4K. One more thing, Zeus. I'm so sorry. One last thing. Tomorrow, the Supreme Court is hearing the case for Donald Trump's tariffs. They're going to be, I don't know if they're going to decide tomorrow, even though he is trying to speed run it. But they're going to be making, basically hearing the case for him, whether or not he has the authority to actually impose tariffs. Also be aware that the Senate did actually stop him from imposing those tariffs this past weekend. And so now the Supreme Court actually gets to decide. If the Supreme Court decides that he does not have the authority, then basically refunds are going to be on the way to those companies for the billions of dollars that he charged in those excess tariffs. If they decide that he does have the authority, we are screwed. That's all I got. We're screwed.
What a disgrace. Well, listen, it's a MAGA Supreme Court, and my hopes aren't high. And so, again, I'll believe it when I see it. That's how I'm running this hero now, especially considering what's going on. But I thank you, honestly.
Of course. Thank you so much, Zeus. Have a great day, love.
YouTube love as well. Ladies and gentlemen, W's in the chat for Erica. All right, so let's go back to the audience. Are there any Trump voters out there that want to get in the box and try to defend their dear leader real quickly? Because we don't have all morning to do this. I get it. A lot of you are suffering in silence, but this is your chance. This is your chance. And what you saw me do with that previous guest, Raider, that's what I'm talking about. When I presented him with circumstances that actually speak to his existence, he crumbled like a sheet of paper, all right, in my hand, because I got strong hands. And you just have to sit there and say, listen, bro, you're in a very, very bad situation, and the only way out is if you're honest with yourself, all right? So what I'll encourage every Trump voter to do is this: if you talk to me, get in the box and be honest, all right? Because we don't have all morning to do this. We really don't. Yeah, I did demolish him. Hi, Takesha. How are you doing? Good morning.
Good morning, Zeus. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. Another day in the kingdom, tending to the affairs.
Let me give a big shout out to Good Cat. Good Cat Kamala.
Good Cat.
Good Cat Kamala.
Yeah.
Baby.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something, Zeus.
Yeah.
If that thing got her all the way to where she was, they need to take a mold of it and put it on the Walk of Fame, Zeus.
Yeah. And he wish he had some.
Listen, for any woman that's out there laying down with a man, and he ain't doing that for you to further you in life, your stuff is trash. You need to call Kamala and see what she did to get where she at, if that's how she got where she was.
And you just hurt his feelings right there, Takesha. Now, you know that's wrong for you to hurt that
Dude,
man's
that's why
feelings.
he's sitting on the couch, because he was trash between his legs. He slept with all them women, and they ain't even buy him a Christmas gift. Wow. So we ain't gonna even worry about him. He ain't got good sense no way, Zeus.
Yeah.
But listen, Zeus,
talk to him. Yeah, you hit him with it.
Mm-hmm. Zeus, let me say this.
Uh-huh.
They always want to call her legs up and all that and say that she slept her way to the top.
Yeah.
But they don't have a problem with the woman that was spread like an eagle wing in a magazine that slept her way to the top in the name of Melania Trump.
Oh.
They don't never want to talk about that. Well, we all done seen her glory up under her clothes. She slept her way to the top. They don't want to talk about that, though, Zeus.
Nope.
It's okay when you do it like that, though.
Yeah. Ain't that something?
Baby, leave Kamala alone.
Hey, yeah, I agree.
Kamala ain't bothering y'all.
No.
And as for the Supreme Court,
I
have no trust in them, Zeus.
Neither do I.
I don't have no trust that they gonna come back and say nothing bad about them tariffs. Baby, they gonna give Trump exactly what Trump wants.
Wow.
I've been through with the Supreme Court.
Yeah. Me too.
Everybody else should be too.
Yeah, because they're not looking out for the American people. They're looking out for Don.
They looking out for Donald Trump.
Yeah.
And then, the man who said he didn't know the man that he pardoned.
Yeah. Ain't that
How you pardon somebody you don't know?
Yeah.
That's why I said, Zeus, Joe Biden did right to pardon his son, because he knew a maniac child was gonna get in office who wanted to play get back, and that man and Paul Hunter would be on trial right now for some foolishness.
Yeah.
So I don't blame that man for pardoning his son.
Me either. Joe Biden had a common sense, and he knew that Donald Trump was so evil, vindictive, and petty that he had no other choice but to do that. So yeah, we don't get on Joe Biden for that. Under normal circumstances, but these aren't normal circumstances.
Trump is a new level of evil that we never seen before. And the reason they giving out partial payments is because they done spent the money. All right, Zeus, have a great day.
Okay, W to Keisha. You see that, ladies and gentlemen? No lies detected. Where are the Trump voters at? All right, put a 1 in the chat. I don't got all morning to do the same song and dance with you. Put a 1 in the chat. We'll get you in and we'll get you out as quick as possible. All right. Let's see if we could get them. It's my magic trick that I do. I say, where are the Trump voters? And they go radio silent on me. Okay, we have a new guest. Oh, user, come on. Oh, user, send me a guest request because I can't invite you. And we'll get you right in and out as quick as possible. All right. It doesn't take long to do this. All right, user, send us a guest request. We'll get you in and out. Good morning, brother Val. How are you doing? Hey, how are you?
Yeah. Doing well.
Yeah.
I'm going to get to the story you sent me this morning here in just a minute.
Okay.
But I want to say something. Raider, if you start sounding just like Fox News host, all your credibility is automatically gone.
Get him, Val. Get him, Val. Yeah.
That's really all that's about.
Yes.
But Takesha brought up something and it struck me with a thought. Now I want to talk to the the YT women out there for a minute.
Uh-oh.
Okay. If what you want in life is women that come over from other countries and take your men from you because they're starting to be successful, you are on the right track. If you keep voting for people like Donald J. Trump. If this is what you want out of your life, women that come over to actually con your men, you're voting correctly.
Val, that's diabolical, what you just said. But I think you're going to have to simplify the equation if you can. Could you please simplify
if you want somebody like Melania Trump, to come over to take advantage of a man that is weak at heart, okay, that's already left one wife, now he's leaving his second wife for her, that could have been you, and you're the one stuck out in the cold.
So they're voting for they're voting for their worst interest, honestly.
Oh yeah, absolutely voting for their worst interest.
Wow. Getting played like a fiddle. Because what is, do you know, if you can, I don't know, but what do you think is the mindset inside of the mind of these so-called conservative women that, they don't understand that that's what they're doing.
They think weakness is what holds a man when it really needs to be strength.
Boom. Boom. This is what I'm saying. And I was talking to a guy yesterday in Angie's Live. He was red MAGA hat, Latino, whatever his name was. And I was trying to get him to understand that, when people look at you, they're taking notes subconsciously about you, right? And so when you see a guy radicalized by Donald Trump, right? I got the gold shoes. I got the Cybertruck. I don't know if it's true or not, right? I got the MAGA hat. His whole identity is MAGA. Their partner looks at them and goes, so you support a guy that's been hanging out with Epstein. This is what the subconscious is. Oh, you support a guy that, like you said, Val, that cheated on all 3 of his wives. Right. Somebody that's subconsciously, their mind is saying, well, if you're okay with that because Trump did it, then you're going to be okay if I do that to you. And they don't get that. And so it goes back to the point, what you're saying is these conservative women are out there voting in their worst interests, which is in a way giving the guys a green light to disrespect them.
Absolutely, because a wife's strength makes a husband stronger.
W Val, you got to give him a round of applause. That's game. That's game. We're giving out game this morning, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all better listen up. Val knows.
I've only been married 40 years. The thing is this, and then on the story you sent me this morning, that sent me down a rabbit hole, by the way.
Yeah, Kabira sent it to me, but she said, I want Val to give us a weigh in on this. So I was curious if you don't mind.
Yeah, when I went and looked into that, it's absolutely true. What this guy's talking about in that video is absolutely true. Wow. And the more I looked into it, the more truth came out of it. Now he skipped a few things. Obviously, we only have 2-3 minute videos, right? So correct. He skipped a few things, but so everybody knows on October 31st, banks took a second installment out of what's called, it's basically an emergency fund for banks that was created. It's called the repo fund.
Wow.
And it was created in 2021, and what it was created for was to be a stopgap to what happened to us in 2008.
Oh.
Okay.
Wow.
And when banks fall in trouble, when they have hard times or bad months, they can sell off assets to the government. And assets being loans and stuff like that.
Right.
They can sell off assets to the government to become liquid again, so they can continue to make loans.
Right.
And for the first time since 2008, the banks have actually used this fund.
Get out of here.
To the tune of $50.35 billion. So what is that telling us?
Wait a second, but Val, I've heard we've never seen numbers like this before coming from Donald Trump in terms of the trillions.
Oh, he's right. We've never seen numbers like this before.
It was trillions and trillions of dollars. Remember that he said he's been bringing in Oh, yeah. Dame says Trump took the money. Wow, Dame, that's incredible for you to come to that conclusion. W Dame, I gotta give it to you, bro. You waking up. Wow.
And really, this is a fact. This is several factors, right? So one factor is job loss. Okay, with job loss comes people that don't pay their loans, repos. You know what I'm saying? House foreclosures, all the things that follow that. And I talked about this before. I said there's a lot of indications of '08 here, and now we're actually seeing it.
Wow.
And this is a big indication of what happened in '08.
Wow.
Because it was first the banks that failed. Now we've got a stopgap for that, but that stopgap will run out of money if we don't get things back on track.
Wow.
Okay. And if people keep losing their jobs, the economy keeps faltering, prices go up, we will see a bailout of some sort for the banks, which is going to raise inflation. Therefore, the gas, everything will go up again.
I'm done.
It is a bad scenario that has been created by this president economically. And we are now in a very troubled state when we see banks doing what they're doing.
Wow.
If these things have got to get under control, and it's going to take Congress to do it. We're going to have to back up some of these policies. I have a big feeling, because it was right around October 31st when Congress said he can't do these tariffs anymore. Everybody remember that?
Yeah.
I think we know why Congress went that route now.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? I think we fully understand why the Senate did that now, is because of this funding that's having to go out to banks to bail out banks.
Wow.
The next thing, guys, is we start to print money. We all know both sides of the aisle what that means.
Inflation. Wow. But Donald Trump in the 60-minute interview, he said inflation is down, grocery prices are down, except for beef. So what you're saying is that was a lie, Val?
It's been a lie for a long time.
See, I'm getting angry. I get real angry. Honestly, I don't know how the rest of America doesn't get it. Well, I know a lot of our mutuals are angry, but I don't understand how MAGA doesn't get angry about this.
Well, they should, right? They're supposed to be the party of fiscal responsibility. This administration is anything but fiscally responsible.
That is true. That is very
they
true.
do not know how to say, and it's the worst kind of fiscally irresponsible.
Correct.
This administration does not know how to say no to a billionaire.
Wow. And they're out here defending billionaires at the end of the day while they're struggling to get health care, while they're struggling to feed their families, while they're struggling to gain employment.
Oh, exactly.
I've never seen anything like this.
It's going to get, and people, I'm just being honest with you, this is going to get worse. As we start seeing foreclosures going up and people not getting jobs, I'm pretty sure by the time we get the reports, because nobody's letting any of the reports out for job reports for October. Anybody notice that?
I wonder why.
Anybody notice we haven't seen a job report for October yet?
Yeah, I wonder why.
Yeah, because it's going to be another negative figure, and then that negative figure is going to correct the month previous's figure. And when that happens, people are going to see the real story.
Wow.
And this is what's going on in America today.
You know what the real story is? Are we seeing more people standing in line to get food?
Oh, absolutely.
Well, then there's your unemployment right there. W Val.
I'm glad the courts, and I want MAGA to remember this. We told everybody that he was lying about SNAP benefits weeks ago.
Yeah.
Okay. We told everybody that you can't just undo SNAP because there was a reserve fund for SNAP that was created. Oh, by who? Oh, yeah, Democrats. So
thank you, Democrats.
So that reserve fund, that he's trying to hold back that reserve fund just for this case. That's the FDA created that just for this case. In case the government goes into an extended shutdown, SNAP benefits could be paid out, and he's trying to take that away. I again want to hear a Republican tell me that this is the Democrats' fault.
Please. Do we have any Republicans out there? I don't even like saying that because I think this is offensive to real Republicans. I want to talk to the MAGA demons out there. All right. Where are the MAGA demons? Identify yourselves in the comment section real quickly, because we don't got all morning to do this. Val's a very, very busy person, and actually so am I. All right, because they're hiding. This is just disgusting, brother Val. But we'll get to them. All right. I got to try to get up a couple of more of our mutuals.
Not a problem. Have fun, everybody.
All right, W Val, ladies and gentlemen, no lies detected. Yeah, it is waste, fraud, and abuse. Good morning.
All right. Absolutely.
All right, all righty then, ladies and gentlemen. As you can see, that is Val. Let's give him another round of applause. Yeah, it is time to impeach. Put a one in the comment section real quick if you're a Trump voter, besides Tiny Tank Top Loser Tim Tom, because obviously Tiny Tank Top Tim Loser Tom wants my attention, but I'm not giving it to you, bro, until you actually start making sense when I talk to you. And last I checked, you haven't done your homework. All right, seriously, W. Oh! Somebody, Demod, put Randu 114, if you don't mind. You've been chosen to come on up here and let us know how you feel, how you think. I just sent you an invite, Randu. Let's not play games. Get on in the box, because you're putting Latinos for Donald Trump, and I just wanted to make sure you and I are on the same page, because sometimes they put stuff in the comment section, mocking other people, and I interpret it as a Trump voter, but it's not. All right, Randu. Well, here's the thing. All right, and I know who you are. You remind me of this character on TikTok named Lion Lou. It's Lion Lou. This is Lion Lou on his backup account. All right. Well, guess what I'll do with you? Your Lion Lou look-alike, perhaps, or even Lion Lou himself. What I'll do is this, Randu. Ladies and gentlemen, let me warm up the lake of fire, because they don't come in here unless they feel like they got me on a gotcha moment. You remember how he did that when Charlie Kirk? Charlie Kirk is unalive. Zeus, it's because of you. And I was very compassionate. And then Lion Lou, I haven't seen him since then, because the truth has been out about who's really responsible. And it wasn't Big Zeus, it was you, Lion Lou. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in sending Lion Lou and his wannabe followers where they belong, straight to hell.
Silence, you MAGA demon.
You're either stupid or you hate the country.
W. Zeus.
I want to try and get to heaven if possible. I'm hearing I'm not doing well.
You're not doing well, and you know that. All right, let's move it along, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, Brother Antifa. Nice to see you bright and early this morning. What do you got for me?
Good morning. So, first of all, I need to say to you, when Raider was in the box and you kicked him out, you said you can't get in trouble, that you'll leave that for your guests.
Yeah.
That's when, see, I need to be on top of that list, because I don't mind. I don't mind my account being banned, because I don't care about it.
All right. Well, so you're a real one, W Nutty. I'll keep that in mind. You don't mind throwing that account away?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Thank you. I'll keep that in mind. Thank you, brother.
Absolutely not.
Fair.
Since Takesha started a trend, and Val came up behind her, and added to that trend, I just want to get my little ad on that same train right there.
Yeah. All right.
So just to piggyback off of what Val said about white women in this country, if you want to lose your men to foreigners coming in here, why is it, Val, it's always white men that are getting these wives from overseas? Is it because women here in this country don't want them, including their own? Including their own.
Yeah, because I got something going on different, but I get what you're saying, Nutty. You're speaking on a real serious crisis in America. A bunch of losers.
And
these are losers. I'm not a loser. I'm a winner.
Hey, Zeus, we have a mutual. We have a mutual that so happens to be a white woman. And she will tell you that she's done with white men. And that's Ange.
Oh, that is true. That is true, W-N. And I don't... but that's not saying there aren't good white guys out there, but...
Nope, not saying that at all.
But the conservative white species male has done so much harm to this country, it's just left a serious taste of disgust in a lot of people's mouths. And I'm being honest with you.
Let's be honest.
Brandon, you're one of them, Brandon. Trust me.
Let's be honest.
I gotta ask Ange to come up here, and she'll have a 2-second discussion with you, Brandon, and we'll get to the bottom of that. Don't lie. Sorry, Nutty.
She will trigger him so bad. But see, here's the interesting thing. They always they always, and Erica said it best.
Mm-hmm.
We always want to talk about Kamala sleeping her way to the top, which is crazy, Zeus, because the only alcohol I've ever had in my system is in NyQuil. That's the only alcohol I've ever had in my system.
Wow, that's impressive. That's better than me. I don't have such a record. I don't drew it now, but there's a point in time when I did, and I can't say that. But that's good.
I've never done drugs. So I say all of that to say this. I've always been in my right mind, and I'm sad I don't remember sleeping with Kamala Harris.
Oh, fair enough. I
don't remember it because God knows I gave her my vote.
Yeah.
But she didn't. I think she owes all of us.
Yeah.
She owes us since she slept her way to the top. Furthermore, Raider, I don't know if you're still here, Raider.
He's here.
Raider, she wasn't given delegates. The delegates voted for her. I happen to be a delegate for the state of Missouri. And guess what?
What's that?
I didn't hand it to her. I voted for her. So she could be the Democratic nominee for president of these ununited states. So there's that, Raider. So Zeus, can I get a W in the chat for Zeus?
W
I'm
for,
gonna do
why is that? Why is that? Why are you gonna give a W out? I usually hand them out, but you go ahead.
Yeah,
what is it?
I'm handing it out today. W in the chat for Zeus. Zeus, you were masterful. You just gave us a master class how to back these demons up in corners to where they can't do anything but trigger out. They crash.
Yeah,
they crash because unlike me, I wear my emotions on my sleeves. I wear my emotions in the tone of my voice and my voice inflection. You can tell when I'm frustrated, right?
Right.
But you just stay very monotone. You stay very chill.
Yeah.
And you just back them up into that corner.
True.
You back them up into that corner. And then finally they were like, oh snap, he got me. And then they crash. They can't do anything but crash.
Yeah.
That's why he talked about your lips wrapped around you know what.
Yeah, he can't know he don't know what I do, but trust me, if it was in the room and it was me and him, he'd be the one crying, not me, because he'd be going home like a loser. And that's another W, Zeus. Thank you, Nutty. I've been in moments like that. These guys aren't a match.
No, they're not. So the point is, Raider, you really need to start practicing your critical thinking skills.
Yeah.
And stop listening to other people and stop listening to Fox, OAN, whatever it's called, and all the other whatever they are.
Right.
All right. Because
them.
you sound ridiculous, bro.
Tell
you sound ridiculous. Because Takesha said it best. The only one that slept her way to the top is sitting in the White House today. And that's Melania Trump.
And can I be honest with you about that? She doesn't even be at the White House like that. Right? Isn't that weird, right? Because normally, and us handsome men, we know this, Nutty. And I'm being kind because, but when the woman is into you, she never wants to leave your side, right?
Oh, for sure.
Everywhere you go, what are you doing, babe? Oh, what are you doing? But you see how Melania and Donald Trump's relationship is? She's like, please don't call me. I'll get back to you. I'm busy.
Melania over there chilling out in Trump Tower in New York City.
Yeah, she don't want nothing to do with him. And I don't blame her. I don't blame her because imagine being in a relationship with a man that SA 26 women at least. Because the number that she got, she knows deep down in her soul it's a lot worse. You know what I mean?
Well, here's the thing. We know that she don't care because she doesn't touch him anyway. So when she conceived Barron, that was the last time Donald Trump had fun with Melania. That was the last time. And that's been, 18 years ago now?
And I thought about that. That had to be an artificial insemination. I really am having a hard time believing she ever let that man touch him. I just don't see it. I very well could be wrong. But I don't think she ever let that man touch him. She just did that to get the money.
You are wrong, Zeus.
No, she did it to get the money, in my opinion.
No. You're wrong in the fact that she was drunk. She got drunk, and she knew she was about to. She thought she was about to lose the Don.
Yeah.
And so she got drunk. She slept with him. She's like, I gotta protect this bag. I gotta protect it. See, we talk about Melania. But Melania is not stupid.
I'll give you that.
Melania is very calculated. That woman is not stupid. All right? But yet, they want, when it comes to black women, that's when they want to throw the black women under the bus, because if a black woman does something to enhance herself, they always want to criticize it. But screw the foreigner white woman who came over here, took their man, taken his money, which is in turn our money.
Mm-hmm.
She's in on the grift. All of his grift, she's in on it with him.
True.
So say what you will about Kamala, because I voted for Kamala.
Me too.
And you know what, Erica, thank you, dear, because you said it. He contradicted himself.
Yeah.
Because when he said she kept black men in prison, but yet she was not tough on crime. Which one is it? And why do you all of a sudden care about us black men? You don't care about us any other time.
True.
So I'm out of here, Zeus.
All right.
Have a great day.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. W Nutty's in the chat. No lies detected. So what we did today, ladies and gentlemen, we destroyed the MAGA demon once again. They have nothing to stand for, and all their little tricks, all their little lies, they don't work with Big Zeus, because I understand what's really going on. We got a bunch of folks out there that have no riz, no game. They're lame, all right? And you know where that ends up. You end up being a loser who watches Fox News, and you get radicalized by Donald Trump into believing that what makes you a man is being MAGA, all right? And so what we're watching is their women are leaving them, voters are leaving the MAGA, and there's nothing else going on other than a bunch of just lowlifes trying their hardest to force people to be in relationships with them. You know, there's an old joke, how do you make the dog play with you? You got to tie a pork chop around your neck because you're so ugly. And that's basically what's happening with MAGA. All right, ladies and gentlemen, well, listen up. Big Zeus has to get up out of here. I want to thank each and every single one of you for tuning in this morning. Even the ugly guys, even the ugly MAGA men out there, like Raider, who, you know, and this is what bothers me, because when the men say that, W Lady Boss, you always take care of me too. Thank you. This is what bothers me. These guys that get up here, mark my word, every single one of them, they wish they could have a woman like Kamala Harris, because they got that jungle fever. Actually, and I'll be honest, if they could have women of color gravitating towards them and liking them, oh, that would just be heaven to them. That really would be. But because they can't get that, and even the women that they think should want to be with them don't want to be with them, they've retreated to the weakest place a man can retreat, which is you get to the point where you start taking it out on the women that actually and truly should care for you. And this is where the MAGA male species has arrived, and they've arrived there because of this man right here. He's actually allowed them to pay for that position, right? In other words, he's marketed and packaged a belief system that these men are saying, hey, if you sell that to me, I'll vote for you. And so he sold them victimhood. Everybody's the problem in their world except them. And when I get on Blagger, you know what I said yesterday? They look in the mirror, and instead of seeing the man in the mirror, they see the man in the mirror. All right, and that's a W Zeus. Thank you to all of my subscribers, gifters, moderators, and panelists. Because without you, the show wouldn't be what it is: entertaining, educational, and very, very engaging. But on another note, on a serious note, I got to get out of here. I want to give one last round of booze and shame. And you know exactly who this goes out to. All of the Zeus haters out there who are struggling, honestly, to be a man and plant their flag on what they truly, truly believe. They won't do it. And instead, they'll continue to use women and minorities as the scapegoat. Join me in sending these so-called Christians where they belong, straight to hell. And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, get out there and vote. And vote yes if you're in the state of California on Prop 50. Everywhere else, you know what to do. Vote blue like your life depends on it. We're out of here. Thank you. All these people people. I love California, but I gotta come back to California because being in a red state wasn't as great as I thought it was. And folks, thank you, Lady Boss. Keep it rocking. Hey. I see you, Tiffany. All right, I see you a long time. No see. Hey, WR! Blasting off on them like that. Hey, Dave, you need to listen to Tupac, Dave. All right? Two in love. Thank you, Jeffrey. All of you. WVIP. All right. Y'all need to really listen to Tupac, flaggers. Don't just get out here and start dancing. Listen to what he was saying. You know Tupac didn't like Donald Trump. Relax. Reggie! Hey, Reggie, I've been thinking about it. We're going to bring the Jack Smith song back, brother, because you know Jack Smith is back. Congress, subpoena Jack Smith. He want to talk to you about something. Hey, hey. Woo, Angel. Keep it going, keep it going. Woo. Hey, MAGA, how your poll members doing right now? Hey! Woo! Hit him with it, Puck! The life of a West Side player with counter-tied and strong ball. Hey! Let's go! Thank you! Famous because we program. Bumping and grinding like a slow jam. Hey! Say what you say, but give me that bar beat from Dre. Let me serenade the streets of LA. From Oakland to Sacktown, the Bay Area and back down. Cali is ready, but they back down. Give me love. Y'all know it. Y'all done messed up. Y'all done let us back in. Now you know you're in trouble. All right, hit on that. Out there and vote. Virginia, New Jersey, you know what to do. New York. Inglewood. MAGA ain't gonna like this. I was just there. All right, I'm out of here, ladies and gentlemen. Have a great rest of your morning. Stay safe out there in those TikTok